Okay, so I want to talk about weird things about myself that I find also very strange. And these would be the following. A lot of times after I laugh, I like to say, "That's so funny." Well, duh. It's funny, that's why I'm laughing. I don't know why I feel the need to like remind myself that something is funny. I don't know if that even makes sense to what I'm trying to say. Something else that I find really like weird about myself is the fact that I like to sometimes like walk around, like if I'm ever just walking around, I have this like worried look on my face, like walking around. People are always like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Nothing." I don't know why that look is my go-to face. I mean, some people's go-to faces are like, or, but mine's, as in like I just saw the worst thing that ever could happen, possibly happen. Which I don't know what that would be. I mean, if it's the worst thing, I assume it's like a train colliding with a plane colliding with a boat, iceberg, and a baby, just a baby just collided with all of those things put together. That is the worst thing I possibly saw, and that's why my face is like walking around, I guess. I mean, that's kind of weird. Something weird about myself. I would like to say that also something weird about myself is that for some reason I get these like urges, like I'll just be like sitting there and I'll see something like, oh yeah, that looks pretty cool, and I'm like, need to do now. Like that's what happened with the whole dyeing my hair situation. This is not my natural color, viewers. Definitely not. I mean, if it was, I'd be like, that's pretty sick, but it's not. Who are we kidding? Um, but like the first time I dyed it, it was like this awful purple, red, brown situation, auburn. I don't really know. I was like, I think that red is kind of a cool color. And so I was just like, let me dye it this. But it was like this urge, like, need to do now. And I did. And I was like, I love it. But then I saw pictures and I was like, oh, weird. It was cool. I mean, that's a mistake that I can look back on and be like, do not do again. As much as that urge may come and hit you and you'll be like, need to do now. Don't do it. Don't do it. Learn from your mistakes. But that's kind of what happened with this like blackish color. I was just like, I saw it and I was like, yep. I was just, I need. That's what also happened with this. There's red in here now. I put it in. It's called Cherry Pop. But I was just like, I feel like that would be something interesting. Also, I'm doing this whole taper situation now. I don't really know. My mom was kind of like, really, Marie, you're gonna put tapers in your ears? I was kind of like, oh, I want to explain to you that I just thought it would look cool with the poles. I don't know. Maybe I'm seen. Probably not. I did that though once where I was like, I want to be seen. Again, it was like an urge. Like, I just want to wear a bunch of skinny pants that make me feel like if I eat, they will not expand and bad things will happen. But I want to wear those crazy studded belts that look painful, and also if you sit in a wooden chair, it's like, whoops. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with like fashion choices that make me just have like an urge of fashion choice, I guess. Let's see, something else weird about myself is like if I'm alone or like around my family, I could just be sitting there and just, all of a sudden just start doing something. Lately, it's been meowing. Like I'll just like walk around my house and look at people and be like, meow, meow, meow. I just can't stop. I'm like, what am I doing? In my head, I'm like, what are you freaking psycho? But like, I just need to. I just need to meow at people in my house. I think another thing that sometimes happens is I'll just make like noises if I want something. Like there'll be ketchup on a table and just be like, mm. I also try to point with my nose, like, mm, 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 mm. And then it's just like, just grab it. Like, what are you doing? Um, so some people could think that's a little weird, but I mean, Just things that make me me. We all have weird things about us. I think so. But it's funny because I don't feel like the word weird actually fits with any of that. I feel like it just makes us different. So when I say weird, I'm trying to say different. It's like different than maybe what other people do, even though I assume everyone, some people out there, exact same thing. They walk around, they meow at people. Maybe they meow at strangers. They walk up to them, they're like, meow, meow. I mean, that would be cool. I'd be like, hey, let's be friends if I saw someone doing that. Maybe. Depends on how convincing their meow is. If I'm like, no, you don't sound like a cat to me, maybe we're not going to be friends after this whole situation. Who knows? Alright, well, that's all I have to say about that. So, I guess this means goodbye. For meow. For meow. Puns are so punny. Bye bye.